Alright guys, it's Team 3 Star and I'm back with another One Piece Church Cruise video, and I'm going to be going over Kizuna Kaido. But before I begin, I kind of wanted to say sorry for my really bad uploading schedule. My finals just started for school, so I had to kind of focus on that. So I just kind of wanted to say my bad on that, because I've been promising that Kobe gameplay, which I will do. It should be out by this week, if anything, but I just kind of wanted to take this moment to, apologize for that, because I mean, all these empty promises that I make, it's not that good. But with that being said, I'm just gonna be talking about the Kizuna, and first talking about the Kaido unit. Let's see if I could find him. He is a quick unit. Let's see. Is that here? So taking a look at his kit and his special. His special is honestly not that bad. It's kind of reminiscent of Clash Garp, if you have Clash Garp, or Ambush Garp, not Clash, my bad, Ambush Garp, with the completely defeats the enemy with the 1 million in damage, which is, I mean, it's not that bad, 1 million damage. Roger does 1 million damage via super, so it's not a bad special. And then if you have like Sugar or Smoker, he can work really well. There's also a gold rare recruit, Sugar. That's not the Sugo Fest, of course, but I mean the legend. But she does this as well with the defeating the enemy, as well as that Garp that I was talking about. But it's honestly not a bad special. And then you get that quick slot, so it's not too bad. You get your matching slot. It's pretty good. His lead is nothing really to be good, but nothing to like be amazed about. But I mean, the special charge by 2 turns at the start of the question isn't too bad, especially like Kizuna. These content that you need a speed do, so it's not that bad. And looking at his support, 7% base stats, not too bad. Just like the Kizuna Buggy, so he's not a bad unit. Do make sure you're gonna be rainbowing him. I'm gonna be trying to do that. I missed like the first 2 days, so we'll see how mine goes. But one unit to note that's coming out, make sure you're getting your Boa Luffy material. That's #1 priority, because they are almost rainbow. I believe I'm sorry about that. I believe they need one more Kizuna, and then you can rainbow them. So they're really good unit, in my opinion. So getting their material is really important. Also, if you don't have Mace maxed out, do them as well. You have their material as well. I do not, so I'm actually fetching for those, as well as Sanji Zoro as well. Not too bad of a unit for both of them. Mace is a really good PvP unit as well, so there's that as well. There is also, in the exchanges, let me see if I can find him. Kizuna Magellan. He is out right now, and Kizuna Magellan, he's really good. A lot of content like need him, like Garp challenges. He's like really good on those. So looking at his special, the poison is obviously gonna be the main thing. My bad, that was cool. But the poison, it's gonna be the main thing. It's poison by 1.3, and then after launching your special, it applies the same special effect at the start of each battle. So it's not gonna stack, but I mean, carrying on the poison. So lots of beefy bosses, it's gonna be a really good special to use. So not a bad unit as well. Do make sure you're getting your hands on him. And also his support's not too bad, just 5%, just kind of generic stuff to stats, so it's not too bad. His lead isn't like too good, but if you really need an lead, he's not a bad choice. But that's basically the main things you're gonna be looking at this exchange: just getting those units, getting your Kaido rainbowed, getting the Luffy Hancock material. I also fish for gems as well as the ticket, just because I want to get as much gems as I can as a free-to-play player. I recommend that 100%. But with that being said, let's just get on to the first team. So for the first team that I have for you guys today, I have a Soba Mask team, of course, and I actually have him limit broken this time, so yeah, he'll clear the content relatively easily. But looking at this team, obviously, if you have Smoker or Sugar, you can easily swap Soba Mask. But one thing to note, it's just like the last Kizuna with Buggy. How the Boa before the Buggy stage, she had Rainbow Shield. On this stage, the Jack has Blue Shield. So if you use a jump ability with double Soba Mask, you can kill him without using a defense remover. So that's something to note if you don't want to bring a unit that does that. But you know, if you have Smoker, easily gonna use Smoker. If you have Sugar, you're gonna use Smoker. But another good unit as a lead is obviously gonna be Shanks Crew. Shanks Crew, top tier unit. One of the best, if not still the best, rainbow leads in the game. It's very arguably, but characters like, let's see, Luffy. Luffy is really, a lot of people kind of shit on them because they're not exactly top tier as they once were. They were tier 0 for a while, but a lot of people put them in like tier 1 now just because of all these super types and all that stuff. So I can get it. I get it that they're not exactly the best, but on Kizuna's, they hard carry. The switch effect, the orb damage, it's so good. Especially going into law, if every perfect gives you recovery. So having mine rainbowed, if I line up perfect, 10% more damage on a crit. So they're such a good unit. Their special's so good. It gives you if you're gonna be using law, of course, but it's gonna your Dex and quick slots have matching slots, and you know it's just gonna be a lot of damage coming up from them. So they're a very good unit if you really need a lead. That if you don't have those leads that I've been talking about. But for a free-to-play lead that I'm kind of thinking about, you can either run, I believe it is this unit. Yeah, you can actually run the local sea monster. That it's a good lead. It's okay. It's not too bad. But this Moria, the one that came with the Kuma. Kuma's a better lead. I didn't grind it because I'm too lazy. But this Moria can be a good lead as well as that Kuma. Kuma's also really good. I've seen Kuma being ran in a lot of teams. Obviously, Komurasaki, very slept on unit. Very good lead. Sulan Carrot, I actually have her limit broken this time. I pulled a dupe too, and I have 5 slot on the barrier pierce, so she's gonna be doing a lot of damage. She's also really good speed running a lot of content. Kizuna, she's perfect for these with the cooldown and everything. 6+ Marco, decent lead. I'm not sure exactly who gets the cooldown for the special. I'd have to double check, but he's a decent lead. We don't have any of these other characters. But yeah, with that being said, the next unit is obviously going to be Bobbin. Bobbin is going to be for the second stage if you need to remove the defense on later stages. He's going to be a really good unit as well. I honestly can't think of any quick units that take away defense, but for this team, it's a side quick team, so Summer Robin is a good choice. I honestly can't think of anything else to the top of my head, but it's this Robin. The Boa Batch one. Very good choice. This Caesar is also a really good choice for quick and int characters, but you're not going to use an int, of course, so it's just going to be quick. Special charge, and then your orb manipulation, and then your chain multiplier by 0.7. So not too bad. I do believe this Bonnie's pretty good, but I don't have her maxed out yet, or awoken, as I call it. I'm not exactly sure if that's the right terms. But doubling your attack for one turn. This is her non-awoken state. She probably does something better, but I just can't think of it right now. Where are they at? Don Krieg and Geen, very good unit. They do it all. They're paralysis, and then this is the defense up too as well. So talking about the Bobbin, you can obviously use Krieg and Geen on this stage using the switch effect for the Rainbow Shield, so not a bad unit. Just a lot of these characters they're really replaceable. The Bobbin was my only issue, to be honest. Okiku, she's obviously replaceable with this Margaret. She's not that bad, honestly, for Kizuna's. But you got characters, even like the new Kaido with your 1 million damage can be really good. This Blackbeard, since he's a booster, plus he removes a defense for 1 turn, so it's not completely removable defense, but he's pretty good for the second stage if you really need it. And he's a free unit, so just adding on to that, more damage. To be honest, I'm also going to be running a Christmas Chopper. The reason I'm running him is for I believe is the last stage for the paralysis. But the very big thing to note is make sure your paralysis remover, depending who it is, make sure that they're in the bottom, because your middle gets binded, I believe, on the last stage. So just keeping that in mind is a really good thing. Notable support is obviously going to be this bullet with 9% base stats on the shank screw. So not a bad lead, or not lead, support. And this ace, I've talked about him before a lot of times. He's he's such a good support. He's a really old unit too, and it surprises me how good it is. You're boosting your type effects of normal attacks from quick characters, so utilizing that jump ability by Soba Mask. Plus that, the damage will be amazing. I'm also going to be using the Arc Maximum just for the quick and Psy boost, but you can obviously use things like Host Ship. I've seen a couple of people use it. With that being said, let's just get on to this. And of course, I'm probably going to be running double Soba Mask, of course, just to show you how easily it cleans this event. Granted, I am in the lower level, so it's still gonna be clearing this content, just not as efficient in later stages compared to the super types. And also speaking about leads, you can also sub out Soba Mask as your lead for Wano Law. Wano Law, he's advantageous against all types, so utilizing him to the full to his full power would be just amazing. You'll see I use him on the side team instead of another Roger. So, but on the first stage, you're going to be facing the turtles, getting your cooldown, and on the second stage you have Jack with a 10-hit barrier plus the defense that I was talking about. So right here you can either use the 2 jump abilities, which I'm going to do, or just activate Bobbin's ability. But honestly, you'll see right now the damage is already good enough. Plus he bypasses the barrier, not even hitting my perfects, and I still can clean house. And then that jump ability carries into the last stage. On the last stage you got Kaido. He puts up immunity, normal attacks only of course, and then he burns you and binds your middle row. So this is when Christmas Chopper comes in clutch. Since with slots it's only for 3 turns, you can use a unit that does it for 4 turns. So talking about that Blackbeard, I do believe he takes off bind. I might be wrong about that. Right here, activating Christmas Chopper. Pretty good special, to be honest. I should have waited. I'm going to be showing all the specials, of course, like I always do, but not a bad special. I should have actually waited on the jump ability. You could also do that as well, but I mean, it is what it is. You're still going to be able to clear this content. Make sure you're switching into Shank's crew, launching the Soba Mask. And this is a big thing to note too, so you can get even more attack. You can launch a Soba Mask special, switch with the Shank's crew, and then launch the other Soba Mask, because if you have full tandem, you cannot activate it. So you'll see you can get an attack buff higher. So that's something to note too. But using the Okiku, she gives you the orbs, so it's not too much of an issue. Got some people talking in the background, so my fault about that. But also gonna be using Bobbin. Bobbin's gonna give me the orbs. That was a mistake. Okiku's gonna lock my slots. Right here, this is why he's also very key. There's your orbs, and then here's your Soba Mask special again. And if you take a look at the attack buff that I have in the bottom left of the screen, you'll see it has a plus after. If you utilize these twice, it's kind of like Treasure Map Vivi, if you have used her, when you activate her special twice. So it's just more damage. And right here, just gonna activate Shank's crew, and it should be game with this special. And of course, Kaido's gonna heal because it's a percent attacker. So he's not gonna do anything bad besides that, just heal with the 1 health that he loses. So it's not any issue. Right here, just gonna be attacking with everybody in, and that's a dead Kaido. And right here too, he does revive with, I think it's 25% health. I'm not exactly too sure. Right here is going to give you attack down, but it doesn't matter. Having the tandem slots for the 2 turns from the Okiku lock is going to be good enough. And you can also launch the Soba Mask special on after that stage to get the attack buff. But with that being said, let's just hop into the next team. All right, so hopping into the second stage. This might be out of order, to be honest, but it's the int team. The int team. This is a really stupid thing that I did. I did not grind out Treasure Map Reiju. If you have Treasure Map Reiju, you're set. You're not going to be using these units that I have, like the VV Rebecca, and you're probably not going to be using her them, or this Raid Zoro, because your treasure map Reiju does what they do. So this is just my filler team, just because I don't have her. So if you don't have treasure map Reiju, I have a couple of subs. It hurts a bit because they're not ints, since Blackbeard only buffs int. But right here, just taking a look at the team, throw their bark ship, of course, for the quick and dex, not quick, int and dex buff. So using VV as her switch, VV will get the buff, so it's not too bad. But looking at the team, you have Blackbeard, of course. Blackbeard's going to be hard carrying the team. But in early to mid content, to be honest, I think Kaido might be a little bit better. They're both boosters, or boosted in attack. But the only issue that I see with Blackbeard is his percent damage on the last stage, since Kaido just heal it off. And I do believe he takes away your beneficial, so I'm not entirely too sure. So just make sure you're activating your percentage before going to the Kaido stage, of course. But yeah, talking about leads, you have Blackbeard. If you don't have Blackbeard, there's Kaido, of course. Kaido's going to be a hard carry easily. And then if you have it was a Celebration Nami, the one that came out with this chopper. Let me see if I can find him. Right here. The Nami that came out with the super types. If you have her, of course, rock her with the Kaido so you can get his super type off. But if you don't have Blackbeard or Katakuri, really good leads can be Legend Pudding. She's not too bad, honestly. For Int and Sai, there's also V2 Akainu. People sleep on him. I still think he's pretty good. He probably needs a 6+ though, but strength and int leader, you get damage at the end of the turn, so it's not gonna be helpful in the Kaido stage, but you know, doing it in the beginnings, it's gonna be pretty good. Characters like people are talking in the background, so I had to cut off a bit, but talking about leads, V1 Rayleigh can be okay, but it's not like anything too special, just because you're not getting too much of a lead, but he's a whatever lead. I do believe this is V2 Jinbei, if I'm not mistaken, but V2 Jinbei, he's a pretty good lead as well. If you really don't have any other units, yeah, he's not too bad. Once again, talking about rainbow leads, where is he at? Shanks' crew is going to be, of course, your best friend. The only issue with this is if you need to have a good ship for this, so running either a rainbow ship like the, can't remember the name, the Moby Dick, the Mary, the Host ship, just like those other like top tier ships, you should be fine with them as your lead. But I don't have the Host ship, so it's not really too optimal. Plus I have the super type, so it's not too much of an issue. I've also seen a lot of people actually run a Warco, since there's Sai and Int, Sai and Int lead. So rocking them as a lead, it won't be too bad. It'll be a little harder late stage, but early stages to a little bit of middle, you should be fine. But with that being said, those are a little bit of the leads that you can run. This Shanks, V2, I believe, V2 Shanks, he's actually really good, but he's not needed. You can sub him for people like Kata. If you have a Blackbeard as your lead, you can run Kata as your sub, but I don't really recommend it, to be completely honest. There is also V2 Big Mom. I'm not sure if she's on my team, actually. I don't think so. Where is she at? Oh no, she is. But V2 Big Mom, she's a really good support too as well. So if you don't have V2 Shanks, she's a really good choice as well. Another really good one is, of course, going to be Legend Pudding for the orb manipulation, plus the reducing your special charge by 1 turn, and then stocking one crew's buff. That's what I basically think it is. I might be wrong about that. If I'm wrong, once again, let me know in the comments. But she's a really good support as well. Once again, I had to cut something out. My bad about that. But this Tashigi, she's honestly not too bad. Her special isn't too bad, but it gives you matching slot effects for 3 turns, and then if your Dex and Int slots, you boost your Int and Dex characters attack by 2.25 for 1 turn, or 2 times otherwise. So it's a little bit RNG-ish, but she's also a really good unit if you don't have any of these other units that I'm running. Of course, Anel's going to be really good with the super types, especially if you're running Katakuri as your lead. But I do recommend that Nami instead. I don't have her. I'll probably put a graphic on her of her in the video so you can see which one I'm talking about. But yeah, he's also a really good unit just because the special charge and then changing your slots as well. So more orb manipulation on his end. This Koala is also pretty good as well. I'm not exactly sure if she's going to be good in this event. Yeah, just a chain multiplier, not too bad. It's a Valentine's Koala. She's not anything too special, but she's also a choice if you really need somebody else. And I don't know, that's honestly it. I do believe this Halloween Dofi is actually pretty good as well. No, he's only good for resilience. And boosting shooters and fighters. So if you have a lot of fighters and shooters, you could run him as well, but he's not exactly needed. But talking about these quote-unquote subs, as what I have a Raid Zoro. He's obviously going to be for the half damage on second stage against what's his name, page 1. But of course you can use characters like where is she at, Summer Robin, of course. But if you have Uzohachi, he works as well. They basically have the same special, just Uzohachi gives you special cooldown. But removing the defense and the half damage. The half damage is going to be the main thing to note that you're going to want to remove. So Treasure Map Zoro as well. He removes it. So there's another Zoro, I guess, if you really need him. And he's a free-to-play unit, so there's that as well. Once again, talking about this Chopper, he also does the removal by 5 turns, so it's not too bad. And there's also another free-to-play option, was this Ace, the PvP Ace, the first ever PvP unit that came to Global. He removes it by 5 turns as well. So, and then he also buffs your strength and ints, which I probably actually will run right now, actually, thinking about it. Let's just put all of this. Those are a couple of characters that I have. There obviously is a lot of characters that remove the half damage, but honestly I just can't think of them right now. But those are the main characters that I'll be running. Once again, if you have the Reiju will be your best friend. But I was stupid and I didn't do it. Speaking about Reiju, I'm also running Vivi and Rebecca just for the defense removal on the last stage. So of course units like Uzohachi, Summer Robin, again talking about her, Vivi Rebecca, Treasure Map Reiju. A lot of these characters take away defense entirely, so running her or the Reiju, of course, will be in your best interest. But since I don't have her, I'm just working with what I got, to be honest. I'm not sure if this law removes it. No, I can't think of any other units. You guys might have some. Let me know in the comments. But those are a couple of the units. Just make sure you're moving that defense. You'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. But with that being said, let's just hop in. I'm of course gonna be running Blackbeard as my friend. Yeah, doesn't have slots. Let's run this one. And also talking about Blackbeard, making sure you're getting your percentages, percent attack specials in the beginning, of course. So Kaido doesn't heal, and I forget what he does, but he does something bad. Just don't do it. Here's gonna get my cooldown, launching a Blackbeard special on the turtle stage to get my super type ready. And since it's percent, it's gonna do like 1 damage to them just because I have such low health. But the damage isn't gonna be an issue. Right here, there you get your super type. So then you're just gonna chill, get your perfects, and we'll just be going on to the next stage. There isn't really any notable support characters. I forgot to mention that. I'm just kind of running whatever. But on V2 Big Mom, I do have Edward Weevil, and he is good for I believe it's crit, or I forget what the status is, but and just for Big Mom to do a little bit more damage. Right here, going to be launching Ace's special to remove the half damage. And honestly, it's not a bad special. To be completely honest, it's a free-to-play unit. It's not too bad. Right here, you can launch a Blackbeard special as well, since it bypasses his barrier. You get use of that percent damage instead of wasting it on Kaido. so it won't be too bad. I got some people talking in the background again, so my fault about that. But right here, just gonna switch into Rebecca, switch from Big Mom. Actually, I already did that, so we're just gonna kill page 1. And this team will just be doing dummy damage. You'll see. Right here, going against Kaido, he puts his immunity up, as well as the shield, the rainbow shield defense. So right here, the Weevil's gonna activate. It is called boost damage. Yeah, there you go. Boost damage on perfects, basically. Right here, Shanks is gonna be really good for the orb manipulation. Right here, it's gonna activate Blackbeard super type for a little bit more damage, but it's not gonna be too much of an issue. You'll see. Blackbeard just kills. And right here, just gonna launch Shanks as well. Not a bad special, but everybody knows Shanks and Bounty is completely different. With the Kono Sensos, I believe I said that right, but everybody knows. He does say that here in this special, but you know, I have to kind of put the volume down since I'm talking over this, which is a little bit of a shaft, but I mean, it is what it is. Right here, switching into View Rebecca to get that chain, the chain lock, as well as launching their special to remove the defense, and it should be game. And out here, just making sure you're attacking with your non-int units before attacking with your int units. The only issue with this team is, of course, I'm going to be a little bit struggling towards the later stages, but it's not going to be too much of an issue because we have the assist. Right here, just going to kill Kaido. And you'll see Blackbeard with a lot of damage. And with that being said, let's just hop into the next stage. And hopping into the last stage, we have the Psy team. The Psy team is gonna be my best team, of course. You know, running characters like Roger, it's just gonna steamroll the content. But speaking about the team, so right now I'm gonna be running, of course, the Garp ship, my one of my favorite ships, just because Psy and Strength, one of the best, if not the best, types in the game. You have characters like Mihawk Perona that could benefit through it, so it's obviously gonna be a good ship. But right here, of course, gonna be running the Pirate King himself, Goldie Roger as my leader. But leaders that you can use, of course, if you have Wano Law, the V3 Law, run him instead of Roger as your leader. You'll see Wano Law actually does more damage than Roger in this content, just because he's boosted and he has advantages against all types. So he's a very, very good lead. If you don't have Roger, or if you have both of them, I would insist you use Wano Law instead of Roger. But it'll work either way. If you run Roger or one Law, you should be fine. Even though, once again, talking about Kizuna's, Boa is probably going to be in your best interest as a friend if you don't have her, of course. Just because your super type isn't restricted to having a character on your team. It's just launching your special. So that's something to note as well. So if you have Boa, Roger, and Law, I'd say Law Friend, Boa, or double Law, which would be the best choices. But you know, Roger isn't bad by any means necessary. But characters that are gonna be really good, of course, Stampede Luffy's via, you know, his captain ability is insane, top tier still. A lot of people kind of shit on him just because he's really he needs what's it called, a matching orb in order to actually do damage. But besides that, I mean, you reduce your crew's despair and paralysis duration by 10 turns via captain ability. Like, that's so good. And on this stage, you actually do get afflicted by one of those. I forget which one it is. You'll see it in a little, but he's a top tier captain as well if you don't have those 3 units that I was talking about. But 6 plus Garp, also a very good lead. He's a rainbow lead, not too bad, but once again, Stampy Luffy's going to be better, of course, but he's a really good crewmate as well. So if you really need the multiplier to 3.25, which is really fucking good, and the special bind by 7 turns, I mean, he's going to be one of your best friends as well. And I think even in early stages, early to maybe middle, this free Luffy can actually work as well, and he's also free, so he's a free-to-play option as well. Since he's super type, he's not too bad. But of course, you're gonna try to be running these other leads that I'm going to be talking about, of course, instead of him. But if you don't have those characters, of course, you can always just run him. But once again, sounding like a broken record right here, but Shanks crew gonna be your best friend and all of Kizuna's, and even late game content, they're just gonna be so good. So Rainbow Lead, I've talked about him enough. I don't really have to go too much into detail. But talking about them, Mihawk Prona, also very, very good lead. I always talk about them. Another broken record moment. But their switch effect special, really fucking good. Making sure you're in the Prona instead of the Mihawk, of course. Not a bad choice at all. But here's another free-to-play option. If you're going to be running a lot of fighters and free spirits, the new Nami and Sanji that came out for the treasure map, not a bad option. As well as Jumanji, I believe that's what they call him. It's Judge Sanji. Not too bad if you have a lot of powerhouses. Of course, you're going to be buffing them as much as you can. Plus their switch effect, really top tier switch effect. So there's that as well. But yeah, with that being said, those are kind of like the leads that I can think of. Maybe there's another one. You guys can let me know in the comments, of course. But right here, the key unit that you're going to have is this Luffy Taro, or Luffy, whatever you want to call him. You'll see on the last stage, he hard carries, removing that paralysis, which, if you're going to be running Stampede Luffy, you won't need him. But the only issues that I see with Stampede Luffy, thinking about it, is that you'll see in cooldown, he reverses it. So having a Boa friend would be optimal to get those 2 turns of cooldown. But his buff, and I mean, he's going to carry, even in late stages. He's going to be one of your best friends. Plus, he's a booster as well, so there's that. Adding more damage for that. But talking about him, also, Wano Sabo or Sai Sabo, very, very good unit as well, giving you cooldown. So in the later stages, they probably give you with more special reverse. So having this Sabo would be really fucking good. And his support, or not support, his special is really, really good. You'll see when I use it, it's just more damage to be used. But if you don't have these units, you can always run people that give you cooldown. There's like Treasure Map Vivi. I don't think she gives cooldown, but there's your attack buffs. There's also that free Rebecca that came out with the Flame Fruit event. Not too shabby either. Stampede Sabo, the Raid Sabo, also not a bad unit if you don't have that Wano Sabo, of course. But if you have him, of course, you're going to be running him as well. This NL is also really good as well, since he's going to be changing. It's orb manipulation, plus reducing your lock chain multiplier burn, and boosting your multiplier by 0.8. So just more damage at that point. Weevil is also not going to be a bad unit. Another free-to-play option. He's also not too shabby on Kizuna's and just speedy content. So that's something to note. But I'm going to be running Roger. Not Roger. Rayleigh. But the only reason I'm running Rayleigh, he's not needed like at all. It's only for the super type for Roger. So you can run units like Crocus. Crocus can be as good. But it's just that Rayleigh gives more attack, so having him would be way better in my opinion. But this Summer, what's her name, Viola, not too bad either. And then doubling your Sai and Dex character slots effects on the next turn. So activating your special on the second stage, and then you'll get the buff in the last stage. So another really good unit to have as well. And for the last unit, I'm going to be running this free Otama. Otama is going to be needed in the later stages for the defense on the second stage. So right now she's kind of useless, but just running any side character that removes that, I believe it's Rainbow Shield. I'm not entirely too sure. But it could be characters like, I think, no, not this Robin. No, not this. It's one of the free-to-play Straw Hats. I think it's Frankie, but I can never find him. Yeah, Frankie can also be a really good choice for those later stages if you don't have this Otama. But once again, she's a free-to-play unit, so a lot of people are gonna have her. So she's gonna carry on those stages. But notable supports are gonna be not Treasure Map, Kizuna Buggy with a 7% on stats. Makino, as she gives reduces damage from size. So I mean, that's not gonna be helpful at all. But 9% to stats, not too bad. This free Shanks, also another really good unit as well. I forgot to talk about him, but 9% for attack. So running that on your high or your hard hitters like Roger, If you have Wano Law, of course, and Law. But talking about him for a little bit, he also gives you special charge, though. Not having that Sabo, you can run him instead. Decreasing your multiplier, growth rate, duration, and then boosting your chain multiplier by 0.7 for 1 turn. Not a bad unit. But with that being said, also talking a little bit about this Koala, 11% to base attack. Not too bad. But with that being said, let's just get started. And of course, I'm going to be running a Wano Law. I could find one. There you go. From the guest, just so I can preserve my friends. I know at this point you guys are probably tired of my voice, but we're almost done. We're almost done. Right here, we're gonna start off getting the cooldown as well as the 2 turtles. But I mean, for the Kizunas, you're not gonna be lagging your turns. You're just gonna be going through, beating this Kizuna as much as you can, getting these tickets. Right here, as you see, if you ever use a bullet, how he's advantageous to all types, this is Law on this Kizuna. On the second stage, we have Hawkins. He gives you Gloom and attack down. So this is when a Gloom remover or Despair unit will be really good. So Otama, talking about her, should be really good right here. But right here, we're gonna actually activate Roger's super type since we get the orbs on the last stage with, I believe it's the Law special. So just activating it here so you can guarantee the kill on Hawkins. Because if you don't, I forget what he does, but it's something bad. So just make sure you're killing him on the stage. When you pop off, of course. Right here, Law is carrying with his damage. You'll see in the last stage, he's just gonna kill Kaido. It's not even gonna be a contest. Right here, Kaido's gonna put his immunity, normal attacks only, and it's school, ignore that. Right here, looking at Kaido's special. Not a bad special, to be honest. It's pretty cool for a free play. Right here, here's your block orbs, as well as 5 turns of paralysis, so Luffy Tower gets rid of that. And then with the orbs, it's not going to be an issue, since you're going to be getting orbs from Law. So right here, it's going to be activating Luffy Taro with this giant sumo slap, getting your cooldowns. Plus Sabo for even more cooldown, but I mean, once again, he's not going to be needed until later stages. So it could be running like Shanks. But he just gives more damage. Right here, just activate Rayleigh. We're just gonna be activating everybody, and it's gonna be game. And the cool part about this, if you're running double Roger, if you activate his both specials, you get free 2 million damage. So that's something to note as well, since you can actually activate his special. Right there, as you can see, since I'm not into Gloom or defense for the enemy, I cannot activate Otama special. That's something to note. Right here, taking a look at Roger special once again for like the 80th time. Still never ceases to disappoint. Very, very good special. Not too shabby if I say so myself. And here, free 1 million damage. Activate Wano Law special, and it's gonna be game. Also not a bad special as well. I put it up there. It's pretty good. And then we're going to get the orbs and then the chain lock. And right here, I'm going to be attacking with the non-boosters just so you can see how much damage Wano Law is going to be doing. And there we go. I believe that was actually higher than what I had with Roger in the Roger's Great Adventure. So just a lot of damage going through. And right here, I'm probably just gonna go with a little bit of exchange before I end off the video. So as I do this, just once again, I kind of wanted to apologize for my upload schedule being all shit. But I will be uploading that Kobe video. I know a lot of people are really excited for that for some reason. But talking about future videos, I actually have Dressrosa Zoro gameplay also recorded as well, so I have that to edit. So speaking about him, shoutouts to Mara Jade. I'm not sure if you're gonna be watching this video because you like Bounty a little bit better, but hopefully I do you proud in that video. I also have a Yasop video requested by Hyo from Jayu, so that's gonna be a pain in the ass. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Team 3 Star. I'm gonna be signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.